Hello and welcome to my podcast, Irgendwas mit Marketing. This is a very experimental podcast. We are in the session 3 with the wonderful Fazio, and he is helping me to improve my English, but we have something like an exchange, and I can support Rob with his marketing for his very, very interesting program. Welcome, Rob.
Thanks. Good to see you, Jenna.
Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, how is it doing? Your marketing for your certification course, for your the motivational currency.
Yes. So in a word, humbling.
Okay.
I'm realizing how difficult it is to market, to get conversions or to get leads. I can have ideas and I can write things and put videos, but it's really challenging with the actually pulling people, to the call to action. And so I've been working on some things. I did, on your advice, adjust my LinkedIn a little bit, where in the headline I talked about I certify people in motivational currency.
Yeah, very good.
I did a LinkedIn ads campaign, positioning around what some potential pain points might be based on your advice. So, for example, talking about during this difficult time with COVID, it's more and more difficult to keep people motivated, to engage them. So I went as far as one pain point, and how motivational currency can help by having a common language. And then also around a perspective around diversity and inclusion, because not everyone is going to be motivated the same way. And motivational currency is really about engaging and motivating based on what people's needs are. So I try to do that piece of marketing based on pain points, as opposed to this really cool tool or thing I have. So that's where I am. I do have some more things that I need to do. I've also learned in this journey that I need to treat the marketing as I would treat a client. So in other words, when I have client needs, I make sure they're scheduled. I make sure I have enough time, and it's an absolute priority. I'm finding that my marketing time is not getting as much priority. So it gets, I don't put as much time as I need to into it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, maybe you give yourself a little bit more time to do the things. What I saw is this very, very cute video and very smart video with your little daughter. And I really loved it, because you said that, hey, welcome to a new team member. And so it's a good relation to your current job, and as well your reaction when she said a little something.
Yes.
And this is very, very good, because it makes you relatable. Yes, it's.
Yes.
I don't want to see. I think your daughter is very cute, but I don't want to see cat videos and cat content on LinkedIn. But this is a good example how to explain what happened with the team. Sometimes there's a new member. And what can you do, and to welcome him and or her, yes, And I think what I realize is that it is very good to do a little bit more content. I know it needs time, and maybe it's not always a video, because I read part of your wonderful book, and this is very, very interesting, because you are a very brilliant writer or author, Author?
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Writer or author, both of those work. The main point is the word brilliant. That's really what matters.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so you are a brilliant person in that. And I asked myself if there's something you can reuse from this book to go relatable to this motivational currency certification course you offer. That means that you can also set sometimes only written posts with a photo or without a photo. So the algorithm in LinkedIn allows in the meantime also to set only written posts. Maybe it saves some time. So you do not need to invest that much time to do the video, to cut, to make the subtitles and so on. This is one of the journeys, and most of the process takes place behind the scenes. So in the direct messages, in messages, in persons who liked your post, and you can offer them something, or not offer, but introduce yourself. So it's all about relationship. Also in that in that little piece of content, in the little course you offer, and I don't know if you did, but the perspective, what can I do, and what possibilities I have when I joining this certification course. Can I earn with this, for example, more money, or can I? This is one question we have right now in this weird times. I invest 2 hours and some money, and how long it needs to get the money back, for example, to earn with this. I know that it's all written on your website, and this is very, very good. But maybe you can use some of this also in LinkedIn, or I don't know, maybe you have a mailing list or something like this.
I have a newsletter.
A newsletter.
Yeah. Yes.
So did you offer this in your newsletter?
Yes, I did a brief video talking about it, and then some content, and then a link to a couple of articles about it. So I did send that out in the newsletter.
Very good. Do you use WhatsApp in America?
We do actually. We use it to communicate with Natalia and some of our mutual colleagues. But we do have WhatsApp in the States.
And can you, for example, make a little piece of content like only a picture with an invitation to this new offer of you? Because all the people know you as a speaker, author, yes, as a brilliant thinker, and almost anybody expects that you can offer a course like this. So what happened if I'm connected with you on WhatsApp and see on your status? Do you know what I mean?
Status, yes.
Status, sorry.
Yes.
Oh my. The status, and you change your pic here in the status and put their pic with, hey guys, I have a special offer for you, only, I don't know, only 2 weeks more to register. So let me know. And all the people or who use WhatsApp and are connected with you from former projects or something like this can see this. I use it sometimes to promote my podcast. Very, not all the days, because then it's boring. But if you use today, for example, or tomorrow, only little pick. Hey, this is brand new and very valuable to motivate your team, to get more money out, to get things done.
Yeah. And I wrote that. I wrote that down too. I like the idea of a simple graphic, and that you can have as your picture.
Yes.
And Jenna, what do you find? One of my concerns is that the language I use is too psychological or consultant speak.
Yes.
So, and I know your background is in business, so I understand that the benefits and possibilities. Are there other things that you think are pain points that I could align motivational currency to?
One of the pain points I see is that it's another economic reason. For example, if I have a team, or for example, if I know better how to lead my team with this 4 columns, yes, or 4 motivational aspects.
For the 4 motivators.
The 4 motivators. Then economically, I can save money. It's things going faster. But I see more in this. I can understand always my target group, for example. In marketing, it's a great tool. Because when I understand, my client is, for example, very performance driven, then I speak with him, or I offer him something like a challenge. Hi, dear client, or dear, and why you, this is good idea. I think why you don't use all of the 4 motivators to engage your target group. For example, I'm purpose driven, like we learned last time. So what would you like to say to motivate you to join your motivational certification course?
Yeah. So saying, meaning making sure that the marketing includes the 4 motivators. Is that what you're saying? So it taps into all different types of people? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a good exercise. Sometimes I use it as somewhat of a checklist, right? Have I, in my communication, do I have performance, people, power, and purpose? Because you're right. When we try to influence or market, I think we go with what feels good to ourselves as opposed to what other people are gonna. Yeah.
And you can say at the end of the day, did you realize that I set a challenge to, for example, the first 3 posts or LinkedIn get, I don't know, a little discount, or get an extra valuable workbook or something like this. And then you set the next post and you say, hey, did you realize that I triggered your performance with this little challenge?
Yeah.
And so you can go to an interaction, and it's a cool journey if people join you, if people are interested.
I like that a lot. So I hadn't thought of it that way. So it could be a post something like, motivational currency is really important because here's a challenge, and then see what people start writing, see if there's engagement, and then say, this is an example of tapping into the performance motive.
Yeah, very good. And
go ahead. Sorry.
Because I understand, as a marketing woman or marketing specialist, I understand, I can use it. Cool. Or if I am in retailing or I don't know. For example, maybe we can find something to motivate. What practical exercise they can use in their industry, or they are in the service industry or something like that. So I agree, your language is a little bit sophisticated, but maybe it's because I'm German and don't get everything.
No, I don't think it's sophisticated is the word. I think it's psychology based as opposed to business based.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the difference.
And your target group is not only the psychologist based clients, right?
Right. So you can tell by now, one of my philosophies is simple being smart, right? Because if someone can't remember it, they can't apply it. And it has to be appetizing, digestible, and memorable so people can use it right away. So I like to have sophistication underneath, but on the surface has to be simple to be able to be to be able to be used.
And for example, in your book, you used a lot of very, very great examples like stories. I remember this story when you talked about your half a year or 6 months, where you worked in something in a group or team meeting, and your only tool was not to do anything, but only to observe. Yes. This is one of the examples you talked about in your book, and the more examples you can bring about for what I can use.
The more examples that I can demonstrate how it can be used, or how the resource can be used, or the skill can be used.
Yes, to demonstrate, how it can be used, and what is the, yes.
What is the application? So there's a story that might connect emotionally, and what's the application? So, for example, that was when I was getting trained in psychology. The intention was I could only observe and not talk to get really deep in my expertise in understanding human behavior and interactions.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much for bringing it in a good relation. Yes, and the same happened if you talk about this motivational motivators. Yes, because last time I understood a lot about purpose and why I cannot lead, or I cannot lead is not, it's the wrong word. I think I can deal with everybody, but sometimes why it's difficult to get things done, to make it easy for everyone.
Yeah, so it gave you insight into why sometimes you're not as influential as you could be. And by paying attention to people's motivational currency, it builds your influence capital, or you're able to be more influential.
Yes, true. And this is a really good effort for me, for example, to be very interested in that psychologist-based, very easy to use tool. It's a second advantage, or one of the advantages, that it's really easy to use, and there maybe it's like a gap. You talked about very psychological,
very psychological language. Yes.
Yeah. You use a very psychological language, which is very on the upper level, and the tool itself has a huge background, but it's very easy, very simple to use.
Yes.
And maybe this is another post or another explanation, even on your website, to say, hey, it's 2 hours that will change your life. It's a very profound science behind, very profound research. And on the end of the day, I give you a very easy to use tool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. I'm sorry.
No, you're not sorry. Don't be sorry. I give you a very practical tool that you can use today.
Yes.
So that's one of the differentiators in the work that I do, I believe, is I want to give you tools and skills that you can use right away.
Yeah.
So for example, for you, you sent me a note and you've been reflecting or thinking about this idea of being purpose-driven and how it impacts your business.
Yeah.
So that, right, it was a very simple conversation, but that insight you can put into action.
Yes. Yes. And I don't want to say it's changed everything, but it changes the way how I think. And to make for me and for my business the things easier. Yes.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not intended to change you, but maybe to accelerate your vision or to add another layer to what you want to accomplish.
Yeah, and I personally, I think it's a great tool and deserves all success it needs. And maybe we need a little bit more time. Maybe, yes, I know you are a really, really busy man, and and you are very, how can I say, there's a lot demand to see you.
You could say that you're in demand is one way to say it. You can say that you're often sought out. You have expertise that people now want. And, to be transparent, during the beginnings of COVID, the whole business model changes. So without travel, I used to travel around the world and to clients, it really shifted for some reason. Now things have really accelerated, and I'm very busy, which is a good thing, good problem to have. But it's about reprioritizing. And I do think, some more time is important. What I've done with the certification is I've actually shifted it to being that one date in November, because the October date isn't going to work because I didn't have as many people as I wanted to, but that's part of, part of them. What's something else? It's interesting, Jenna. So there was someone that was very interested, and it was through a colleague at one of the largest companies you can think of. And what happened was they were interested, and I said, you know what? Why don't we do this certification piece for free for you, because there's some things that I can get and you're at a big company who help me. And then they lost interest.
Oh, yeah. Because it's if it costs nothing, then people cannot appreciate.
It's so fascinating to me.
It is. And so if you say, okay, it's a beta version, and therefore I give it only one time for that price. Next time I will charge 10 times more or something like this, because it's the real price. And here in Germany is a saying, what you don't have to pay, there is no value, something like this.
Yeah, it is. I know.
And if they are from a huge company, like you told me, they have to pay a lot for everything, and they are accustomed to pay. And so, hey, charge. Okay, for little companies, it's this price, and for you,
Right. Yeah.
But it's a great learning. So always
it is
for the price, and if you can postpone one time, you can postpone 2 times, but not more. Then you have to say, okay, this is, and now we start with the higher price. Because not to postpone too often, then people think that, who knows? Nobody knows. Maybe it's something not that valuable. So therefore, if it's not that urgent, look for an appointment or new data.
Look for maybe fresh research or new information to make it more appealing to people.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, there's no need to say sorry. You know how many words I know in German?
How many?
0.
You know one, Prost.
Prost? What's that mean?
It's like cheers.
Cheers. Oh, Prost.
Because Oktoberfest, the October in Munich.
Yes.
And most of the Americans know that the Prost with the beer, you know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I would imagine Oktoberfest is a lot different this year, huh?
Yes, there's nothing.
Everything. I know everything.
It's terrible for the people here. It's not really terrible. There are things more terrible, but people here, they love their tradition, and now there's nothing. And this is,
I know.
Yeah, it's more a psychological thing. It's not, you do not need Oktoberfest to survive, but it's a long tradition, and it's the first time it's canceled, and so
No, I know, and it's just the community around it, and some people's lives revolve around the planning and setting that up, and it's a very in the States we have the New York City Marathon every year too, and that's canceled. There are these big it is it is that, and I think of that all the time, where it's just it's such a challenge to keep people positive and motivated, and
and can you do a connection in the certification course with the current situation, so that you can do some real actual posts
Yes. And I think that the connection is that people need a positive distraction, and a lot of businesses stopped doing development, when in reality, this is the most important time to do development, because people need a break from the crisis, and they need to be able to be growing as opposed to shrinking.
Yeah, true, absolutely true. And this is cool. And if you say that in your words, and always refer to this wonderful tool, it is a tool at the end of the day. It's not a course. I don't buy a course. I buy a tool.
Yes.
And I buy a methodology. Methodology,
right. Methodology. So in the spirit of being simple, I would say I buy an approach.
Yeah, I buy an approach, and and the how is not that important. It's a 2-hour course, and it will be, and I get tons of material. By the way, more or additional, and the real value is that I can use it for a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. And so in the States, we have a term called getting lift. So it's when a plane takes off and the air goes underneath it, and you have lift. Mm-hmm. And so with the motivational currency calculator, I believe I just need some lift to get in the air, and then it's going to take off.
Yeah, I know this.
Yeah.
Well, it was a very, very wonderful talk again today with you. And do you have any conclusion or summary?
I think that the summary is that I need to prioritize some of these marketing strategies. So it's about time, and it's also about level of comfort with marketing. I think I'm very hesitant to sell and market, but I know you said have the mindset of you're trying to help people. So
Yeah.
I'm working on both of those.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Rob.
Yes, thank you. All
Thank
right,
you.
see you next time. Bye bye.